welcome to Muddy River Mornings. I'm Bob Gough.
And I'm Brittany Boll.
It is August, and I think it's going to be a little cooler than it has been.
Happy Augie.
Augie, yeah. I want to just say that today's a big day here. We're going to talk about it a little later on, but we're very excited because I think we have the full news team assembled.
Yeah.
And I'm
blow your seashell horn.
Exactly. But anyway, lots of great stuff coming up, and as always, lots of great stuff. And I see something that I'm going to eat here shortly.
He's fighting me over this one because today we are starting off with loaded potato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich. Breakfast is served all day. Lunch is served all day at Crazy Cakes, 7 to 2, Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 2 on Saturday. Brian is warming us up with his delicious soup. Like you said, it is a little cooler out there. 78 degrees feels like chilly compared to what we've been going through.
Love it. I'd take this year round.
It's beautiful weather, but like I said, I mean, it made it feel chilly, and I'm ready for my soup. So thanks to the folks at Crazy Cakes for getting our soup on.
And don't forget that you can take your Crazy Cake tumbler and get it refilled. And of course, Andrew Wellman from Muddy River Engraving did that work for him, and Brittany will have a little chat with him coming up later on in the show.
Yes, and Crazy Cakes, by the way, every month they change their new flavored coffee. This one's Highlander Grog.
It's a very popular flavor.
Yes.
I used to drink a lot of that back in the day. So,
back
all right.
in the day.
Yeah, a long time ago. Anyway, now it's time for a look at the top stories of the week, and here's Brittany.
In Quincy road construction news, since the Broadway project started last April, workers have experienced harassment and reckless behavior from drivers, such as knocking down barricades and ignoring road closures, raising safety concerns. Project manager Tim Kepner urged motorists to avoid Broadway during the upcoming phase through 24th and 36th Streets, both to keep traffic flowing and ensure worker safety.
Please be kind and be careful out there, people. Mayor Linda Moore launched Quincy's new housing task force, convening its first meeting at the Quincy Public Library this week in response to housing concerns underscored by the Q-Ryle referendum, a non-binding referendum that passed in April. About 30 stakeholders were there, including renters, homeowners, developers, social workers, and city officials, as they gather to collaborate and address the rising housing cost, inspection programs, and accessibility. The task force certainly has some ambitious targets by 2028 to create 50 to 75 single-family homes, 75 to 100 market-rate rentals, and 125 senior housing units while preserving Quincy's architectural character. Co-chairs of the task force are Alderwoman Carol Eman and former Alderman Paul Havermale, who now, of course, works for the Adams County Veterans Assistance Group, and they are trying to develop some actionable plans, and they will meet monthly, and we'll be following along.
2 men are in the McDonough County Jail following the Sunday death of a Macomb man. On Sunday, approximately 5 p.m., the Macomb Police Department were made aware of an alleged homicide which occurred in the 600 block of North Randolph. Upon the investigation and search of the residence, a deceased adult male was located and identified as Bison Sidoris, 21 of Macomb. During the course of the investigation, 2 suspects were identified, Sean Hayes, 37 of Macomb, and Morgan Bierce, 24 of Macomb. Both subjects were located and detained by the Macomb Police Department. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information pertaining to this case should contact the Macomb Police Department. Anonymous tips can be forwarded to the Macomb Area Crime Stoppers at 309-836-3222.
In Illinois news, gun owners will be soon required to take additional measures to keep their weapons out of the hands of children under a new law signed Monday by Governor J.B. Pritzker. Senate Bill 8 requires gun owners to keep their weapons secured and inaccessible to minors and people prohibiting from possessing firearms. Violations can result in civil fines. House Bill 1327 requires law enforcement agencies to use a federal data system to trace the ownership of weapons they recover from crime scenes, or that they take into custody because they are believed to have been used in crimes. While Illinois has been enacting stricter gun control measures, federal courts have taken a more restrictive view of gun control laws. The 7th Circuit Court of Appeals is considering a challenge to the Illinois 2023 assault weapons ban, and oral arguments are coming up.
The purchase of 2 vehicles by a Quincy Park District employee at a surplus property sale in June raised eyebrows. specifically when the employee listed the vehicle at more than 10 times the price he had paid for it. Later, the park board voted on July 9th to revise Operation Procedures Manual by adding a rule to prohibit Quincy Park District employees and their immediate families from bidding on surplus sale items. That story in its entirety, along with all of our top stories, can be found on the news site.
And as this program airs on this Friday morning, Quincy Public Schools are getting ready to meet on the Denman situation. Superintendent Todd Pettit issued a statement on July 25th indicating that the investigation into the allegations and use of tape and birthday spankings had been complete. However, after that statement was made, QPS Board President Shelley Arns said that there will be a special meeting on Friday that will be addressed as the Denman Action Plan. And also, DCFS, we have learned this week, is reopening the investigation into the Denman matter. Once again, we want to remind you that Muddy River Mornings is driven by Hess Auto Agency. We'll hear from our friends at Hess and Muddy River Engraving right now.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Muddy River Engraving has been fantastic to work with, especially when I need something last minute, quickly. Andrew has just been fantastic to get me everything I need in a very quick, effective manner.
We work in a fast-paced industry, so for us, the fact that he personally delivers to it, that's one of the best things, and always comes through ahead of schedule.
What do I love about Muddy River Engraving? I love that Andrew supports the businesses that work with him. We'll see him in here almost every week, and that's nice that two people are helping each other out, pushing each other's product.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joseph Amavisca, a family medicine specialist with Blessing Health Hannibal. A primary care doctor can reduce your risk for illness and save your money. When I worked in urgent care, I saw people without a primary care doctor use these clinics not only when they were sick, but to manage chronic conditions too. That can be expensive. Having a primary care doctor, like me, lowers cost and enhances care quality. Your doctor will help you get the screenings needed to reduce the risk for illnesses. Prevention is less expensive than treatment. And your primary care doctor knows you, your medical history, and your risk factors. Personalized care enhances quality. Need a primary care physician? Call the phone number on your screen. Primary care physicians are vested in your wellness and committed to work with you to prevent illness and facilitate a healthy life.
Women are exceptional. In the workplace, in the home, in the community, we fill so many roles vital not only to our success, but also the success of those around us. We deserve health care that is as exceptional as we are. Blessing Health meets the varied needs of every woman, from OB/GYN care and breast health to pediatrics for those of us who have little ones in our life. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way.
Hey everybody, Brittany Boll here with my friend Andrew Wellman from Muddy River Engraving. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you.
I love our little sit-downs to tell me what's going on in your world.
A lot.
Okay, so where are we starting?
So let's start off with, we got an event in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Ethan's Rodeo.
Yes.
I'll be set up there, 8th and 9th. I'm always excited to go to that one.
Yeah, that's a great event.
Then we have the Crosstown Showdown shortly right after that, so August 16th.
Yes. So tell me about the Crosstown Showdown. I know I've been telling our viewers a little bit about it, but give me the rundown.
Yep, so basically it is kind of a, we're raising money for both the high schools. So
Okay.
we'll have a QND side, QHS side, most tips win.
Who's we?
Me and Jimmy Patterson from the scoreboard.
Yes.
I haven't seen him for a while.
No?
But he's doing good.
Great partnership, I know, and he's been really busy, I think, with a new job, but great partnership between you two for a great cause.
Yep.
Like you said, it's raising money for the athletic programs.
Correct. So last year we only did football. We're raising it up a notch this year, so doing it for all the sports teams.
All the sports.
Yep, so we're going to have different percentages. We'll have different tip jars for each one also throughout the night. We'll have coaches, we'll have celebrity bartenders, so you can come out and see all your favorite alumni and coaches out there.
Awesome. And then when we always say who's going to win, doesn't everybody win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you're giving the money, you know, to the programs, I think.
It's for the kids, as me and Glenn Sanders used to always say. It's for the kids.
Do you actually announce the winner of which one?
We don't that night because, to be honest with you, we still had a battle going on after that night. People were still asking, okay, who's ahead, and we still had money being donated.
So they don't have to be there at the event to donate the money?
We prefer that they do, but
Yeah.
we're also not going to turn down donations.
Absolutely.
You know, so... But yeah.
So some people topped it off at the very end.
At the very end, we did have some QND slightly got ahead
Hey.
of QHS for last year. So QHS come out this year, for sure.
Money's money, though.
Exactly.
Okay, so where did you go to school, QND or QHS?
I went to QND.
And then Jimmy was the QHS,
QHS,
but,
yep.
but with both powers combined brings the Crosstown Showdown.
Correct.
And your entertainment this year. Who
Yep,
are
so
they?
we have members only. So we'll have live band out there this year.
Then the name of the band is Members Only.
Yes,
I know.
yeah.
I know. I read that flyer and I was like, wait a second, I'm not a York Street member, but yeah,
no.
okay. The name of the band is Members Only, and they're going to rock the socks off of York
Yes,
Street.
they will. We're very excited for being able to grow the competition this year, and have another thing to bring everybody together, have some fun, and obviously make a lot of money for the local sports teams.
Absolutely. I wonder if Jimmy will be putting the extra in the softball, QHS softball foundation.
We might be able to do something along those lines because we'll leave it at that.
Yes. All right. So other big news. What do you have going on outside of that event?
So just outside of that, I'm no longer just engraving. I love engraving. It's still my favorite thing. But now I have a UV printer. So we've had a lot of people wanting more color on their hats. So there's a lot of logos out there that have 7 to 8 colors with it, and they want it all. So I was able to buy a brand new machine to do full color.
What is the machine?
It's a UV printer. So
UV
now I'll be
printer.
able to take pictures, logos, put it on a patch, then take it to the engraver and cut it out. So,
awesome.
A couple fun things also. So events this year have already been going over great with some of these. Been doing a few business logos.
Whose
as
little
well.
dog is that?
That was just one I found online, but I got 2 coonhounds.
Do
so
you?
I'm a little partial towards them.
And speaking of dogs, I want to thank Andrew for your contribution to Pet of the Week. So he committed to a full long year of sponsoring, giving to animals and the Quincy Humane Society. So tell me a little bit about that, because there was a reason. I did have like an influx of people saying, oh, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. But I chose you for a reason. And it was something super special.
It's something so for one, I've adopted almost all my dogs from there. I have 2 coonhounds at home, love them to death. They tear up stuff, but love them to death. And I got them from the pound, so it was always kind of near and dear to my heart for that. But also, I have a pet line as well that a lot of people don't know about. I started off with that. So I have dog tags, dog collars, and unfortunately when the time does come, I have these 12 by 12 pieces of slate where we can actually do a headstone, engrave their picture on it, as well as the dates, phrases, name, anything that you would like on it as well. I want to continue growing that line, but I'm just like I said, it's for the kids, well, it's for the pups.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so if we are not going to make it to any of these events, where can I order my dog collars, my hats?
Facebook, my website, Instagram, my phone number, it's all out there.
Andrew's readily available.
Yes, my phone is always on.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, Andrew, for being here. Anything else you want to touch on?
Not that I can think of. Do you have anything for me?
No, I look forward to seeing you next month on our next review on what's happening with Muddy River Engraving.
Yes.
Boy, Andrew's always doing good stuff at Muddy River Engraving, isn't he?
He is. He's a ball of fire, too. Always energized, always ready to go. I did enjoy sitting down talking with him. I'm excited about our Quincy Pet of the Week with him. That was a blessing.
You said ball of fire. I thought you were going to call him a baller.
That too.
He's that too?
Andrew is a baller.
All right. All right, now we're going to hear from our friends at Good Samaritan Home.
If you're 55 or older and ready for quality, independent living, Good Samaritan Home of Quincy is your first choice. We're constructing new duplexes and single-unit cottages ready for you. Prepay your lease now and customize your future cottage. Say goodbye to the hassles of yard work, snow removal, and home maintenance, and say hello to stress-free, independent living. There is limited availability, so call Good Samaritan Home today at 223-8717 or see for yourself at gshq.org.
I'll tell you what, our podcast studio was full all week.
I know,
We
right?
had like recording 2 and 3 things at the same time and all this stuff going on, but some really good stuff, and we're going to start telling you all about it.
On Frankie Say this week, what do 10-year-old girls in Quincy think about? It seems they have some kind of weird behind-the-scenes language with their friends. This Quincyan shares her battles with contact lenses and crazy dreams while trying to sleep. The very sharp Alejandra Geising goes into 5th grade in less than a month. Frank gets to sit down with his daughter, and it is a great interview.
We dropped the latest thank you for your service this week, and we hear from Cole Turwelp on his experience and service along the time overseas after 9/11. Want to thank our friends at 8 Open for bringing you thank you for your service.
Later today on Club Muddy, we sit down to chat with Shauna Springer Polaris to talk about her journey from Quincy to Canada to Texas and her journey from the invincible woman to adapting to life after suffering from a stroke.
Earlier this week, Mayor Moore joined Ashley to discuss the storm that blew through early Tuesday morning and talking about cleaning up some tree damage as well. She also talked a little bit about annexation and how that might be a benefit for the city on a case-by-case basis in these neighborhoods because of the inconsistency of allowing certain things but not allowing certain things, because everything out in that mile-and-a-half area seems to be a little bit of a gray zone.
On the Daily Muddies this week, Ashley sits down with the new headmaster of Ole Miss Academy, Jason Watkins, along with Catherine Zanger, who recognizes the school's growth going into their 4th year. She also sits down with Aaron Lee from the Croc, who is encouraging the community to partake in a survey. That link can be found under our Muddy River TV. You go to the Daily Muddies and then click on the one with Aaron on there to partake in that. We also hear from Clarity Healthcare and the folks from the Adams County Bicentennial to tell us about the good vibrations that the Bicentennial Bash will bring to their big show.
That was because the Beach Boys, right?
Nice catch.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
The queen of the segue. Muddy River Gems also dropping on Monday. Randy Phillips and Mark McDonald will show you one person's extensive baseball collection, which includes the brass tag from Babe Ruth's locker, and also one of Babe Ruth's hot dogs was in there, but Randy ate it.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did. There was a hot dog there, and Randy's like, this is Babe Ruth's hot dog. I'm going to eat it.
All right, well, I think now it's time for a really big announcement. It's time to reveal the best, worst kept secret and a sports dream team. Here's sports, brought to you by Neiman's.
Welcome to another episode of Schuck on a Truck, brought to you by Shottenkirk Toyota. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out with my good buddy Chris Duerr.
Nice to see you all yet again. Hey, have you heard any good hot rumors lately?
I've heard there's something happening. I'm not sure exactly what. Do you know? Have you heard?
You know me. I don't know a thing. I'm as dumb as I look, Matt Schuckman.
Well, we've kind of on Muddy River Sports on our social media sites have teased that there's a big announcement.
A do or die styled announcement?
Something. We may be going overtime with some stuff.
Oh, so I've heard.
Should we go ahead and let everybody know?
Let's
let everybody know
the secret.
The cat's out of the bag now. Chris Duerr is now the Muddy River Sports Director, joining me as we take MuddyRiverSports.com into a new era.
It is nice to finally get a chance to do this with you, because you and I have been talking about something like this for months and months at a time, maybe years even at this point.
I think it goes all the way back to where we were doing some shows together when I was at the WIG and you were at KHQA, and we thought, what if we could ever do this together? And now we finally get to.
And I think there's a utility for both of this and that, because I mean, I know in your newspaper, guys, you spent so much time as a warhorse doing what you did, often having to do it by yourself. Sometimes I've had my arm behind my back for the better part of the last 6 years. It's nice to have somebody to lean on, kind of Wyatt Earp / Doc Holliday style moving forward, or maybe Elphaba and Glinda, depending upon your vantage point on us.
I like the Wyatt Earp Doc Holiday reference more than anything.
I figured you would.
I'm your Huckleberry.
You are indeed, and I'm a daisy if you do.
And I'm really looking forward to what we can bring to our viewers, our readers, our listeners, because there's a lot of things we're going to try. And will everything work right off the bat? We'll see. But we're going to try a lot of different things. The one cool thing I'm excited about is when you look at MuddyRiverSports.com, I've done stories, photo galleries. We've done Schuck on a Truck now for quite a while, which has been widely successful. Thank you to everybody for helping with that. But the one thing we're going to add to the mix now is more video content, and that's where you come in. The highlights, the video segments, the recaps, that's your bread and butter.
So I've had a lot of friends who have moved into non-traditional media in recent years. When you did it, Matt, it was brave. I'm now doing it seeing the fact that folks like yourself and Matt Randazzo have had success doing this. So it's a little less scary for me. And what an open canvas this is.
No doubt.
You know, I can remember back in the day, my good friend Zach Kirker saying, I've got an idea in Springfield for something. And now Derek Paris has taken Channel 1450 and expanded it into this alternative media, mogul. It's a forest fire what they're able to do.
And everybody in Springfield knows it, loves it.
And that's inspirational to me.
And the cool thing is those are guys we're going to be able to work with.
Indeed.
We have relationships with. We have both worked with them, and Derek Paris specifically in the past. We're going to continue that relationship. We're going to build relationships so that our content improves, so that our platform improves. And then we can help each other out. And that's the name of the game in this business. You and I have helped each other out over the years with a variety of things. If we can continue to do that with other people, we can only improve our product.
Corporate media is failing, and it is up to us now as you mentioned, 1450, our friends up in Southeast Iowa with everything they've done so well with the Penn City Current, what Brad Boyer has been able to do.
Yes.
It's folks like us that now have to be the vanguard because you can't trust that anything is going to be here with any kind of gravity moving into the future. And I know that has allowed us, especially when you look at the unlimited canvas now of not being shackled to a newspaper or tied to a 6 and 10 o'clock newscast, of being able to think outside the box and have all of these wonderful, crazy, dizzying ideas that you and I have been bouncing off each other for weeks now to be able to employ. So I am super excited about that. But before I go any further, I try really hard to live a life of gratitude.
You always have.
I fall short sometimes, but if I don't do this, I'm going to be remiss. I need to thank everybody at Muddy River for throwing me a lifeline and a life raft in this business when I needed it the most. That obviously starts with Jim and Martha Rapp and Mike Kinscherf and their support and patronage. As you well know, you're not where you're at without them.
I can't thank them enough for the fact that they believed in this product. They believed in me to get this off the ground. Same goes for Bob Gough.
And that's the biggie. His vision is why you and I are together.
Yes.
And that's an incredible chance for us to continue to grow sports in this area, which matters to us because we both know from experience, got about 50 some odd years between us now, we are old, that this sports culture is unique to this place. So again, my thank you to all of those folks, to Bob Gough especially for putting us together. We've been trying to get this together with him for a long time, and to your team for welcoming me with open arms, whether it's Ashley or Brittany or Aspen or obviously Shane, who we've left out of this conversation, who's so important to what we're going to do.
Yeah, well, he's our kicking boy. So
for now.
We got people driving through the Schottenkirk lot waving at us. See, you're a celebrity.
That's the first time I've ever been accused of that in my entire life, but thank you, Schottenkirk.
Well, and we are recording this on the Schottenkirk lot. They're a huge help for me of getting Schuck on a Truck to where it is. Love the things they do, the belief they have in us, and that goes for all of our sponsors across the board. You and I wouldn't be able to do what we're about to set forth doing if it weren't for the backing of our sponsors and people that believe in us.
That's very, very true, and we've had incredible patrons because, as I've always said, do business in the people with this world who do business with the community. That they try to benefit with a community, not by a community. And that's anybody who you see attached to this. That's who's doing this the right way and supporting your kids, your schools, and your communities. And by the way, we're going to need your help in this too, because Matt and I have very impressive plans to expand the boundaries of what we cover.
That's right.
There will be schools that we have not covered before at Muddy River that are going to start getting some coverage.
I love the Schottenkirk voice that comes in the background. You know, I love how because they have so many things going on out here.
Right.
That every now and then you hear that voice in the background. That's all right.
Well, and Steve, if you're watching, your oil change is ready right over there. So, yes. But again, I think we need you to get on to social media to pump this up. When you see things in your communities, and they may not be communities that, you know, Muddy River has previously covered before,
Correct.
You need to pump that up so people realize, hey, there's an audience out here that needs served. Because one of the proudest things I did in my last job was I thought try to expand the canvas and get the coverage to the people who were underserved.
And to that vein, you're going to see some different things on our format. Not only the video highlights, you and I are going to do a weekly podcast together.
We are.
We're still coming up with the right name for that. We have some ideas.
If we can slide them past whoever approves these ideas, we'll see how that flies.
We'll figure that out, but we will have that. We do want to let you know Muddy Night Lights is returning. Instead of being on Friday night after the football games, we're moving it to Monday night. It allows the high school coaches a chance to digest what had just happened, so they got all weekend to kind of digest that. It's easier access to them. Some of them are traveling on Friday night. Some of them have, the what ifs that happen. Kid gets hurt and they got to go to the hospital with, we don't want to put the coaches in a tough situation to join us. We want to make it as easy as possible on them. And we also want to include college football in this.
Right.
And moving to Monday night allows that. So we're going to go 7 to 9 on Monday nights. Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, will be back starting August 24th, first Monday. So it'll be the Monday prior to opening night of the high school football season and the opening of college football season as well, because we got a Thursday night game that week.
We do.
With QU's home opener. So again, Muddy Night Lights will be on Monday nights from 7 to 9. We will be live, and he's my co-host now.
This will be super fun for us. And also, I think doing it on Monday, one of the things that Matt and I think we've done well together is we can both watch the same game and walk away with totally different stories that I think that we can share with you that maybe don't obviously resonate just right off the bat. And to have 48 hours for you and I to work on that and to come back and kind of compare notes, I think will be a benefit to everybody.
And I think one of the things you and I both have done throughout our careers is we've always tried to be kid focused.
Right.
Focus on the player, focus on the athlete, let the kid speak, let the kid shine. And what we're able to do now is, instead of coming back and texting each other and going, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? We're going to be able to put all that together in one package. You're still going to have a weekly notes column.
Right. There'll be a Duerrisms.
There will be a Duerrisms, so that's not going to change. It's going to look a little different.
It is.
We're going to give it some pizzazz, maybe.
Thank God.
So I'm still going to do my college stuff, with Quincy University and Culver and Western Illinois University. I'm still going to do Schuck on a Truck. Like some of the basics aren't going to change.
No.
But we're going to enhance everything.
And we are. And I think that's the key word is to enhance it. And I think now that we have a chance when there are really big events, state championship games, huge events, to give you almost that car wash type coverage where you get every aspect of everything covered, because we have a lot more bodies and a lot more energy now to throw at the problems of coverage, which, is beautiful. And I'm not here if Matt Schuckman isn't about young people, and that's kind of the biggest thing. And Muddy River isn't about young people. I've spent the last 30 years of my life trying to redeem newscasts and talk about all the good that people should see in kids after the first 10 minutes of a newscast.
And you've done a phenomenal job.
I appreciate that. We're still here to celebrate the good in our community, and that's what I think resonates with people, is that we are advocates for what should be celebrated. These kids that you see before you aren't just third basemen and quarterbacks and setters. They're the future. And if you look at it, and if you have the front row seat to seeing these kids' development that Matt Schuckman and I have, you get really, really amped and excited about the future instead of the other way around. And instead of saying, oh, these kids today, you're going, man, these kids today are amazing. And that's the core tenet that brought me to this guy and makes him the perfect partner.
Well, and one of the big things for me has always been, this isn't just about the news. We have to do the news.
We do.
The news is there. And
no question.
And we will report the news, good, bad, indifferent. We'll report it the way we're supposed to.
Exactly.
But one of the big things about our jobs and our business is relationships.
It is.
We build the relationships with the coaches, with the student athletes, which is why we get good stories, why we're able to tell you good stories, because they've learned to trust us. And I'm going to have something coming up on our website about that trust, so you're going to look forward to one of my columns coming up at the start of next week, because I've gone through some stuff in the last few months.
You have.
And again, people have trusted me to write their stories. Well, I've got to trust them to share my story.
Exactly.
You know, and again, I've had some health issues. I've worked through it. I'm back on the truck. Back now, I'm with you. It's going to be great. Now, you won't see us probably together at a game very often until it gets to some of the bigger moments.
Sure.
Because we want to share the love. We want to spread the love, which means we have to go different places on a Friday night or a Tuesday night. And we're going to do that. We're going to get to every place we possibly can. But realize, you know, we can't be everywhere, but we are going to get stuff out there about your kids, about your student athletes, about your teams, because we want to be community based.
And it matters to us. I mean, nobody here is getting rich, obviously, based in our industry. If we didn't love this, we wouldn't be doing this. And the fact that, 30 years into my career here, I get to do this with somebody who re-energizes me. I made this analogy the other day, getting a chance to work with Schuck on the daily, especially on days where there's nothing and we can just sit around and pontificate and be idiots. And we're good at both those things, both being idiots and pontificating.
No question.
It makes the job more fun. It makes the job a little easier.
Yes.
It kind of puts a little bit more tread back on the tires.
No question
So
about
my
it.
enthusiasm and being here and having this chance has been revitalized. And I'll be honest with you, there's also some chance to do some things once Matt and I kind of get rolling, kind of outside the sports world for us.
No question.
Which is more kind of the style of the Ringer.
I think if people know us, they know when it comes to our podcast and some of the other stuff we're going to do, it's not just going to be 100% about sports.
It's not.
We both have some pop culture references that we both are more than just sports.
We are.
You know.
As everybody should be.
Well,
You should be more than just anything in this world.
And the one thing I'm excited about with this is having you on board gives me a little more time to do some stuff that I've been wanting to do more of. The outdoors coverage.
Right.
The hunting and fishing, the hiking, the camping.
You might also even get a day off once in a while.
Well,
maybe.
I don't know if we're going to go that far.
This poor dude.
But the thing is, we're going to try to hit every corner of our area, and we're going to do it together. That's what has me excited. This isn't one of us trying to do it alone or trying to carry the ship on our back. This is us together, bringing you the best we possibly can.
I can say this to you. We're both pretty good at what we do. There's not a lot of ego here. There just isn't, which makes this kind of a great fit. And I'm not sure there's anybody else I'd want to do this with but Schuck, because, Schuck will tell you, oh, you screwed that up. And I'll go, yeah, you're right. I screwed that up, or vice versa.
Well, and I think to me, that goes back to the fact neither one of us is afraid to say, hey, we messed up.
Yeah.
Or we made a mistake.
And we've messed up.
And we have. And you go back and fix it. And you try to make the best of the situation, but we're human. We make mistakes. But we're going to put our best effort forth for you guys.
We're also very, very, very focused on storytelling, and that seems to be a lost art anymore.
Yep.
And it's not, and I don't know if they're not teaching kids anymore how to tell stories or find stories, but that's important to us. And I think more than anything, if you come to Muddy River, you're going to find storytelling. Wow. It's going to be about stories that maybe go a little deeper and resonate with people on a level that's just beyond sports.
Well, and I got a story coming up. Been doing this Adams County Bicentennial series,
which has been very, very entertaining.
And we've got a couple more pieces of my top 5 moments still to come. But one thing I dug up is somebody who said, "Hey, did you know Kyle Snowhill was an Olympic rifle shooter?" Was he really? Oh yeah, he won a gold medal. Wow. Okay, never heard that name. So I dug in. Well, he didn't win a gold medal. Okay, at the Olympics.
Okay.
But I learned so much about him from my research that I'm like, okay, there's a story here to tell. And so I'm working on that to make sure that gets out, because it's a cool story. Here's a guy from the 1940s that was one of the elite shooters in the country and went to the Olympic trials and has a cool story. I'd never heard of him. And I feel like I pretty well know Quincy history. And I never heard of this guy.
Probably more than anybody else.
And I felt like and so it's like, okay, I'm digging into this because it's a story that needs to be shared. And that goes back to what we like to do. We want to find stories that need to be shared. We want to entertain you, but stories that need to be out there. Stories that may help people. The injury stories, the illness stories, the stories that people, when they deal with loss. Why do we tell those stories? Because the person that reads it, the person that watches it, may be the next person that needs that help.
And I think more than anybody in times of trouble in this area, I've always turned to like Matt Schuckman. I've read your stuff, Tucker's passing being the one that, as hard as that is to think about even now, is the one that resonates with me, is that if you do this right, the community comes along with you. And that's what's great about this place is when one of us rises, everybody rises and go with, regardless of what community they come from.
Right.
And when one of us suffers, like they did in Pittsfield with Reese Ramsey,
Yeah.
or Pittsfield with all the tragedy they've been this through,
Incredible.
everybody wants to help. And that's why I love living here. And that's why, you know, despite being from someplace else, I feel so fortunate to be welcomed to be a part of this community as an outsider, which isn't easy.
You're no longer a Californian. You know
Well,
that,
thank
right?
God for that. Other than the accursed Sacramento Kings thing, I don't feel very Californian anymore.
Well, but you are definitely a Quincyan, an Adams Countyan,
And
a
proudly.
West Central Illinoisan, you know, a Tri-Stadian. I guess that's what you call it.
It's
I
a
don't
great
know.
word. I like it.
But there's a reason why you stayed here for 30 years.
There's
a reason why when I moved back from Columbia, I didn't leave.
Right.
You know, we love this
With
place.
so many opportunities that you had to go
Yes.
other places.
And we love this place. We love the community. We love the kids, the coaches, everything about it, which is why we do what we do and why we're going to continue to do what we do. But we're going to do it together.
And God willing, we're going to be doing it for a long, long time.
Let's
As
hope
I've
so.
tried to tell people, I have no interest in ever retiring. I want to do this job like Don Chipman, my friend from Beardstown, who did this job into his 90s till the day he died, was sharp as a tack and brought his energy to the good of his community. That's the goal. And God help you and God bless you if you give this opportunity to us. We're going to take it and run with it as best we can.
Well, I'm honored to have a Hall of Famer sitting beside me on the truck and working alongside me.
Well,
thank you for doing this.
Same, and thank you for having me, and thank you for welcoming me into what you built. There's not a lot of people who would do that. Schuck's pretty darn selfless when it comes to all this, and I only hope to augment what he does best and vice versa, I think.
We're a team.
We're a team,
that's
baby.
what it is. And the whole Muddy River staff, we're a team, and that's why we all work so well together.
Muddy for life.
That's right. Dude, let's get started.
Can't wait. Monday.
That's right. Look for his stuff next week. We appreciate you coming along for the big announcement. Chris Duerr, now part of the Muddy River sports team. It's going to be a ride.
God help us all.
For Chris Duerr, I'm Matt Schuckman. This has been another episode of Schuck on a Truck, brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
We are really thrilled that Chris is coming aboard, and you know that, and of course, again, Michelle McCormack has joined the news fold as well, and with all of our existing talent we already have, I think we've got a really good team. As we said earlier, Brittany's going to break out the seashell, and the news.
It's your job to break out the seashell.
I got to pass that along to you. I'm
I
going
feel
to let
like you did this, and congratulations to you for bringing like a great news team together. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Well, we're proud to have you and proud to have everybody else we have coming along. But we're also proud that we had someone for a couple months this summer, and we're sad that we're losing her.
I am so actually sad. I realized after we sat down and chatted a little bit about her experience with Muddy River News that it was the last time I'll be seeing Annie Reller. I'm here with Annie Reller, and we're going to chat a little bit about your time and experience with Muddy River News. Welcome, Annie.
Thank you for having me.
I love having you. So you were an intern for us for a while. You went away and did what? Was it
I was in Japan in June, which was pretty cool.
What was that for?
For Stanford, they do an alumni travel program, and they hire recent alumni, like recent graduates, to kind of go and be like the kids counselor. So I got to go to Japan for free, and it was really fun.
Your entire, I guess, summer experience has sounded like really fun.
It's been pretty great.
Yeah, a little Muddy River sandwich with some Japan. That's pretty cool. Because you came back to Muddy River after your time in Japan, and then you were on as a paid employee for a while.
Which was pretty fun. Yeah, so I was only supposed to be here for 2 months, but I really liked working at Muddy River and being in Quincy, so I asked if I could stay for a little bit longer, and Bob said yes. So I've really enjoyed being here, and now I'm headed home to Seattle. I'm driving back with a friend on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're starting on Saturday. It's going to be a week-long drive.
Oh, are you going to make some stops along the way?
Yeah, we're going to go through St. Louis first, and then we're going to have a long time in Wyoming. So we're going to do Grand Tetons National Park and Yellowstone, which I'm really excited about, and then go through Sun Valley, Idaho, and then back up to Seattle. So
your life sounds just like an adventure.
well, it's time to settle down and get, you know, a job. But as much as I love being in Quincy, I'm pretty far from family, so I was like, it's not the place to settle for me, but I do love it, and I'm excited to come visit soon.
I think that's a lot of culture altogether. You know, that's definitely, I always say, the Quincy culture. We always say if they move away, they generally come back. I think they come back for family. I'm sure that's, you know, that's obviously what you're doing.
Totally.
But go back to when you came back to Muddy River News, you had some goals here that you wanted to complete. Can you tell me about those?
So I wanted to write 50 articles before I left, because when I came back, I was at like 42 or 45 or something, and I'm gonna hit it if I keep working hard for the next 2 days, because I have a lot of more things to write. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hit 50, which I feel pretty excited about, because it was like 3 months of work. So I feel like 50 articles is pretty solid, especially because when I came here, I had never like written for a proper newspaper before, so I had to learn what I was doing. But yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good number. I feel pretty excited about it.
I think it's amazing. That's like a well-rounded number. It makes your resume look beautiful.
Yeah.
And some of those stories that you did were pretty extensive too.
Yeah.
What would be, I think, the most, I'm going to ask you the cheesy, corny questions. The most difficult story and your favorite story.
Okay, the most difficult story is probably the one that just came out today, the surplus story for the Quincy Park Board, surplus sales, because I really didn't want to say anything that wasn't true, and I really didn't want to, you know, it's like a complicated story because it's people involved and people's emotions are involved, and you don't want to be accusatory of anything that's not true. So I had to do a lot of FOIA requests, a lot of going back and forth, talking to a lot of different sources, and also like understanding the kind of legality of everything. So that was a challenge, but it was fun. And then my favorite story was, I have a story coming out where I got to try a bunch of different foods in Quincy, so that was pretty great. Ooh. But also, just recently I did a story, one at Mill Creek and one at Terrapin Farms, where I went and got a bunch of produce and made a bunch of different recipes with it, and I got to meet the farmers at both locations. So I really enjoyed that as well, because I love the farms, and like meeting the farmers has been really cool.
Man, like I said, it sounds like an entire adventure that you've had, and I've been so happy to have you, you know, in the office. You're so bubbly, so great. The other day she came in and she said, you like my dress? I made it. And it's just like, you're just all around talented, so outgoing. I'm going to miss you so much. The bubbly, bright light that, you know, you brought to Muddy River.
Thank you so much.
I do want to hear from you in the future. I want to know some of the things like that just came to mind. You said the FOIA requests. I wonder, like, when you go work elsewhere, I'm assuming you're going to continue on with your journalism, I hope
so.
Because this is,
I really liked it.
You're really good at it.
Thank you.
But I'm wondering if the FOIA requests, you know, in California are going to be as difficult as they were in Illinois.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so before Muddy River, I interned at a magazine and worked for a school paper, but I hadn't worked at like a proper news, which last time I sat up here, you were like, are we proper? Yes, I would say Muddy River is proper. But I am excited to see how that all works. Yeah, the FOIAs, I'm not really sure. And then also I think just being in Quincy, there's not that many news organizations, so if you go up to someone and you say, we're right from Muddy River, everyone's mostly willing to talk to you because it's a respected, you know, thing. It's interesting to see also how working for different places, how that would kind of shift.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to your future and hearing about, you know, the changes in your life, so please write us.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and it's been so fun to get to know you too,
Yes,
Brittany.
thank you. All right, well, that does it for my little sit down with Annie Reller. I hope you continue to watch her on her journey as well.
Well, I certainly hope it's not the last time.
I don't think it will be.
She's a great person. I think she'll come visit. She's just, boy, I'll tell you what, the globe-trotting she's done at her age, that's pretty impressive.
I told her to at least write me.
Oh, I'm sure that we'll hear from Annie in the not-too-distant future. So anyway, this weekend, again, lots of great stuff coming up, and with a break in the weather, be a good weekend to get out and do stuff.
It will. Yeah, like you said, the weather is beautiful. Let's hope that that rain that's been ruining everything clears out.
My yard is so tall, so tall.
Did you see Randy's creek through his yard? Yeah. All right, but if you are looking to get it out and about and in the fresh air, and you're looking for some live music tonight, stop on over to the Ratskeller, located at 931 York Street here in Quincy, and enjoy the tunes of Presley Brielle in their beautiful beer garden for their first Friday live series.
So disappointing in Brittany that she didn't go oot and a boot, but that's okay. Also, we'll have live music down on the river. The Quincy Boat Club throwing their street party tonight. It's Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters, Big Bros Barbecue, the Boat Club bartender serving cold drinks and beer. Then tomorrow they're going to do it again. Live music from Bootcut, Lickens Barbecue, and a fireworks show on the river. Go have some fun down on the river this weekend.
The Farmers Market, brought to you by the district, will be set up and ready for you to shop tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Washington Park. Grab some fresh produce and bake fresh baked sour bread. Tell my friend Lindsay I said hello.
On August 9th, Town & Country Inn & Suites at 110 North 54th Street will be hosting the Lincoln Reagan Trump Dinner, sponsored by the Adams County Republican Central Committee. The evening will start with a social hour at 5:30, dinner at 6:30. The keynote speaker is our Congresswoman, Mary Miller, as she wants to, the title of her address is "The Golden Age of America Has Just Begun," as of course she is a big fan of President Trump, and we will of course be there covering that event as well.
The KC Barbecue starts next week, and that usually marks the end of summer vacation for the kids and the teachers in the queue. This year it starts on August 8th, goes from 8th, 9th, and 10th. There are carnival rides, good food and refreshments, and wristband Saturday is from 12 to 5. That's $30 for all those carnival rides.
Again, lots of great stuff going on this weekend, next weekend, as summer is coming to a close here. And again, school's going to start, and local high school sports is getting ready to start. That's why we've ramped up the team there. And again, just it's real. This summer flew.
It really did.
It always does, it seems. So
the year is flying by. We're in August already.
Yeah, I can't believe it. So anyway, thanks for watching this week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.